So we're gonna need some F's in the chat for, well, F. I don't think you come back from that. Now, granted, he is kind of relevant in that banger of an ending song. That dance number was fantastic. But that might just be because, well, F's in the chat, we need to respect our boy for going out like a G. But at the same time, I'm open to the possibilities that maybe death to these monsters is maybe a little more complex. I don't know. We got divine artifacts. Are they storing these fools after they disintegrate them? I don't know. But it does seem like he's gone. And this was even better than last week's episode. Because, like, last week's episode, very good. But the fact that they didn't just jump into another Coliseum match. They actually showed us the Ranger side, the inner workings. And Yandere... Yumiko over here, I mean... I knew she was psycho. You don't give a character no pupils as a character design and not have her be psychotic. But I have no idea her end goal. But she scares me. Like, honestly, I think D, if he had any common sense, would just go back to Monster Village and just farm the fake BS, the WWE of Power Rangers. But, I don't know where we go, but that was perfection. Full live reaction over on my Patreon if you want to see my full uncut thoughts to this or any of these episodes. It's gonna be over there if you're interested. So, this was good. Now, we learned actually quite a bit more about what's going on with this situation, and the weird thing about this show is that you actually have to take a step back and remember the characters we're following are evil. Like, they're actually monsters. This isn't like they're misunderstood. No, D literally has had enough and wants to avenge his fallen masters and, like, take over the world. Like, they're evil. They came to this world to be monsters. And as arrogant and egotistical and douchebaggery as Red Ranger might appear to be, or any of these, they are literally keeping the peace. You can't argue that. And it's such an interesting concept because, like, we really get to see things and it feels like we're seeing them from our main character's perspective. And it's like, okay, sure, are they cashing in on something that's actually not true anymore? Like, they've saved the world, and as we see, if a threat does pop up, they can actually handle business, but they turn it into a big sporting event. That's what humanity would do. 100% that's what humanity would do. And the idea that we've basically, like, domesticated these monsters into saying, yes, daddy, yes, sir, whatever you say, master, into doing Sunday matches every week. You come in, and like, I like how they kind of have, like, this good cop, bad cop energy. You have Blue Ranger, who's ready to make all of them take the blame for whoever it is, from their point of view, who decided to go against the rules. And then Red Ranger comes in saying, listen, they're also betrayed, so we'll just leave you with 2 guard dogs. Make sure you listen to them. It's so interesting how they have them whipped, but at the end of the day, they're whipping monsters who were trying to take over the world. So it's like, it's a very interesting story hook because it's like, the characters who are technically heroes feel like douchebags, but it's like, they are still the heroes, and it's such an interesting concept. Now, we get the confirmation sooner than I was expecting, but it is that Yumiko, this, I don't know, Yellow Ranger wannabe, wants to tear it all down. I don't know why, but I'm interested to find out, though she scares the living bejesus out of me. I'm just like, every time she looked, like, you could tell she wasn't an idiot. Like, at some point, he gets, like, a crack on his skin because of the pressure. She notices it. She notices all these little things. Hell, she noticed that he probably had a knife in the bag because he takes over the one guy's form in order to try to stab Red Ranger in the throat. Was never going to go over well, but props to him for trying. The idea that she's just such an unexpected wildcard, and at this point he has no choice but to go with what she says. Because here's the thing, we have one of 2 options. He goes back to base, which he'll probably get turned over, because even if he doesn't get turned over, there's guard dogs now. Those 2 guys will know that he was probably the one who, you know, was the one who broke the rules. Or he can follow whatever she says, otherwise she'll probably kill him or turn him in or anything, right? Like, it doesn't matter if he says, well, she says she's trying to destroy you, she's a human and you're a monster. Like, it's game over, rip bozo. So, I don't know where we go, but this is incredible so far. Both the opening and endings were fantastic, but that ending song steals the show. I haven't been this jammin' and groovin' since that Kaguya-sama ending, the Chica dance. Like, I feel like I want to get up and dance with that thing. I'm gonna be listening to, like, I'm gonna probably check that ending song out at least once a day for the next week, man. Like, that was so good. It was a jam and a bop, and the opening too, like, I mean, I was expecting something kind of fun, but I was not expecting to love this one and call it a top 5 of the season, but that's exactly where it is. Like, this season's incredible, and like, there's a little bit of everything for everyone. But the thing about it is that it's all really high quality stories and characters and stuff, and like the weakest stuff I'm watching is still pretty solid nonetheless. I don't know where we go. I imagine we'll probably have a match next week. I kind of feel like they would want to keep the matches like every few episodes, give or take, or every couple episodes, but I'm interested to see because F is gone. And the idea that it makes sense it would be him because in the previous episode, ultimately, he was talking about how it felt nice that there was a kid cheering him on, and if anyone was going to go looking for a boy, it was going to be him. And he stood his ground in the animation when he uses his ancient weapon. I mean, that shit was cool, but the fact that he's like, that was like the first time he's felt anything in like really 13 years. Yeah, there's probably a couple of little things that they enjoyed, but you know, that it actually felt like he was alive in his death. And just the little idea that the most fun they have is playing tic-tac-toe in between matches. Like, it's kind of cute because like it's such a simple game and they're so happy, but it's like if only they knew the amount of pleasure you could get from an actual video game, they would have their minds blown. But fantastic episode. The weirdest thing though about the ending song is I think the song that we heard in Kaiju number 8 yesterday at the end of the episode was the ending song, and if that's the case, I don't know what to do because like I think the production, like I like the song more in Kaiju number 8 than I do with the ending song here. But the ending song's so good, and with that dance, how do I not call it ending song of the season? I feel so conflicted, man. This show, I expected good, and I'm currently at amazing with this. I don't know, this just scratches every itch I could possibly want in a show. It's silly with being thought-provoking all at the same time. I mean, there's definitely a lot of D-bags on the ship. When we go into the Red Room, we see, I guess, the future Red Ranger who's trying to slap his dick on the table and say he's king. A lot of arrogant personalities, and that's what makes, I think, this is such a cool show, because I feel like a lot of authors would write it as, oh, the monsters aren't actually evil, the humans are scumbags, or this, or like, no, they're like, the humans are protecting Earth, they just turn it into a televised sporting event because they're so freaking powerful that they were able to domesticate the grunt soldiers. That's hilarious. But yes, it's weird, I'm cheering on the villain to see where he goes, but I don't know, like, what is the end goal for either one of these two in terms of the story? I don't know, but this is actually one of the most clever premises I've seen in a hot minute, man. Like, this is just, I can't, like, I've seen Sentai, Super Sentai level shows, and I've seen, you know, some parodies and stuff, but there's something about Go-Go Loser Ranger. It flies to the moon, man, and makes it look effortless. Let me know what you thought down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell so you get notified when I upload more, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on my Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout-out. So today, we got Mick Pie, Golden Dragon, Simmel Crumb, Jermaine Pahulu, Joe Gaming Axe, and we also have Troy, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.